Guys, welcome to the show. We are doing our chat and whip. Let me bring in Penny.
Hello everybody, how are we all? And how's your last week been?
Interesting.
That sounds like my week. I have had I like a life that's just okay. Some people like excitements, and unfortunately when you get excitements you always get your lows. I'm just quite happy having a line, just going along. My life is okay. Unfortunately this week I have not achieved that. I think it's fair to say I've had a smashing time at work. You don't know this yet, do you?
No.
So, a couple of days ago, it turned out okay in the end. I'm at Blue Water bus station. I'm doing this route, and I'm at this bay, and I got there a bit early, so I sat there and waited my time, and I pulled off this bay. Now I don't know if you're aware, we have this thing called tail swing. So when you turn to the right, your rear of your bus swings out to the left. So obviously, if you've got anything close to the back of the bus, you could put the back of your bus through it. So I'm really, really aware of this tail swing, and I am in a little bit close, and you've got all these beautiful shelters all the way down, all made of glass. So I'm really watching my wing mirror, and I'm watching really intently. And what I didn't notice, that I was slightly too close to the bus in front, and I didn't notice my wing mirror arm go straight through the window of the rear of the bus in front, and it just went. So being agency, normally what happens when an agency driver has an accident, they just go, bye, no disciplinary procedure, nothing, just see you later. And then yesterday I get called in to the manager's office after I put my accident report in, and he's going, oh, so I know you've written it down on your form, but take me through the events as you see it. And I kind of explained everything, and I said I feel really awful. I said a bus driver of 20 years shouldn't be having an accident like that, and I feel quite awful. And he says, okay, fine. He goes, don't worry about it. He goes, I've already put my report in. I've already written it and sent it. And it's pretty much, you've just supported exactly what I've said. Had a little accident, was watching the tail swing, and is very remorseful about her accident. I recommend she carries on working for us. So I'm like, oh, thank goodness for that. So, and I'm pleased to say yesterday's shift was one of those shifts that were just okay all day, nothing eventful. I did have a little slight pop at the young lady who came on with a bit of an attitude, and she just jumps on the bus. We had a problem with, I don't know if this was nationwide or just our area, but we have these bus tickets you can get on the mobile app, and it'd gone down and it wasn't picking up the apps properly. So we were just letting anybody on who had the mobile app, whether they had a ticket showing or not, because obviously it'd all gone down. And it's been down for a couple of days. And this girl just gets on. She says, my app's not working, and then just walks off. And I go, whoa. I said, get yourself back here. I said, turn down the attitude a little bit. I said, and talk to me properly. She says, well, my mobile app's not working. I said, that's a lot better. I said, that's not a problem, madam. I said, we are aware of the problem. If you would like to take a seat, we can carry on the journey. And yeah, I don't like full-on attitude.
No.
So shall we do comments and then just get on with some actual work?
I just wanted to quickly just let everybody know I've started another new craft this week.
Another new.
I'm trying cross stitch.
Wonderful. I did see the start of your video and it looks quite good. So have you never done cross stitch before?
No, it's something I've never done.
So does that mean we'll get a new weekly video, Yorkshire modelers, Yorkshire crafters cross stitch? It's a bit of a try saying that when you're drunk.
I'm going to do it a little bit, just practicing with the Tigger and stuff. If I do continue with it, then I might start doing it on.
The way I see it, how much was issue 199p?
Yeah.
And you get a hell of a lot for that 99p, don't you? Because each of those, what are they called? The little bundles of
floss.
No, there's a name for them, but each one of those, they're about £2 each, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd recommend buying that even if you have no intention of doing the Disney cross stitch, because at least then you've got all of the little, not all of them. But yeah, no, I mean, I did cross stitch a long time ago, and when you use the word time killer, it really is a time killer. I can sit there and I'll just do this little bit, and you just do that little bit, and you're like, oh my God, that's 5 hours gone by.
Exactly. I think I did about 15 stitches this morning, but it took me 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay. That's
going on.
I mean, you'll get faster. I'm not going to be critical of that because it takes as long as it takes when you're new. Obviously, once, but I would compare it with diamond painting in that when you're doing blocks of color, you'll whip off loads of color in one go. When you're doing like one stitch of this color and one stitch of that color and one stitch, it's really time consuming for not a lot of productivity.
Yeah.
But it's great. It really is good. And of course, one advantage over diamond painting is that you can put up to 4 different colors in one square, whereas diamond painting, you can put as many as you want actually, and then you can outline it with black thread. And I think you'll like it because you are, as your name suggests, you are a crafty person.
Yeah.
You don't just do diamond painting, do you?
No.
And you seem to take your hand really well to anything you touch. So I think you'll have a new addiction.
Oh no, I don't think my husband will be happy at that, but hey.
No, it's fine. I mean, now I know what to get you for Christmas, don't I?
Oh no.
No, the only recommendation I personally would make is to get yourself one of those rings, because it holds it and it holds it tight. Trying to hold it in your hand and do it, it's flopping all over the place.
It does, yeah.
So I would say at the very least a small ring. Obviously the bigger the better, but a big ring, obviously you can't do a small one on because it won't meet the sides. But yeah, that's all I would recommend anyway.
Yeah.
So comment catch up.
Yep.
So first off the mark today is Paul Wright. Hello, XXXX.
Hi.
We have the lovely Dave Say. Hello, just come in for some lunch and to listen and watch your smashing program. I think if I ever had a mug made for Dave Say, I would have the word smashing written on it.
Yeah.
So Paul Wright, hello, Dave Say. Mark's Mods, hello, ladies. Hello, ladies. Paul Wright, hello, Mark's Mods. And we have Dano Builds, hello, all.
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of advertising.
Have you?
I put it on the hobby show.
Yes, I did notice that, and I thought, damn, I really need to get the show set up. I tend to set the show up about an hour beforehand, because I've had to go down the back. My morning procedure when I'm not working is where I'm parked. you can park there for 23 hours a day, but between 11 and 12, it's permit holders only. And literally just around the junction, there's 1 hour parking. So about 5 to 11, I move my car onto the 1 hour parking. And then about 5 to 12, I move my car off the 1 hour parking onto the what was permits. So if I have to do anything or go anywhere, I try to do it sort of about 11ish. I've got a lockup where I keep loads of stuff, and if I need to bring anything across, I'll do that at 11 o'clock. And I had to go down the bank today. We're not going to get any diamond painting done today, are we? We're just going to be nattering all day. So yeah, I had to go down the bank today, and what an adventure that was. So my business account for the bus driving, it's not really a bank account. It's an account, but it's not like a proper bank. It's more of a money mover, and they actually have this intermediary. And must have been about a month ago, this intermediary got into financial trouble. They were about 3 billion in debt, and some regulatory service or another, they put a freeze on all of their activity, which meant that no money could go in or out of my account for about 6 days, which obviously isn't good when you're trying to run a business. You can't receive money and you can't pay money out, and but now what they've done is they're using a new intermediary, and that means in a couple of weeks' time I'll have a new sort code and account number, which means I've got to contact everyone who pays me money in, and all my direct debits, I've got to contact them all. But the worst thing is that they're not actually going to be issuing me with a debit card. So that means when I go into the shops, like, I don't know, say I go into the post office to post some stuff, and they say, how would you like to pay for that? I'll say, well, the only way I can pay you is bank-to-bank transfer in the shop. That's not going to work, is it? So
No.
I'm trying to open a new account with a different bank, but this time I'm going through the proper bank. No advertising going on here, but it's a high street bank that consists only of 3-letter words. 3 letters, and they used to apparently like to say yes. No, excuse me, sorry, coffee's just gone down the wrong way.
Oh.
So I did all the details online and this, that, and the other, and they said, oh, you've got to come down to the branch and bring in some identification. Now, okay, what they're asking me for is a very, very simple request. To a banker, someone like me, it's not quite so simple. So I go down with copies of my birth certificate and this, that, and the other, and my driving license. And this woman, I don't know what she was going on about, but she's saying to me she needs original copies of stuff. Okay, fine. So then she's saying, well, we need some identification to prove your ID, and then we need some identification to prove your address. So I said, well, what's wrong with my driving license then? I said, it's got my photo on it, it's got my address on it. She goes, no, we can't use the same ID for both. Okay, fine, right. So I said, well, why can't you take my CPC card then? That's got my photo on it. Well, we can't take that because that's issued by the same people who issued your driving license. Okay, fine. So I said, well, what can I do then? She goes, well, have you got any bank statements? I said, no, I haven't got bank statements because they don't issue bank statements. It's all done online. She said, well, why didn't you print off copies online? I said, but hang on. So now you can take my birth certificate because that's a copy. She goes, but we don't take copies. I said, but you're asking me to take copies of my bank statement. So she's going, yeah, but we'll accept print-offs. I said, but I'm confused now. So, right, I said, so you're telling me I need to go home and print off copies of my bank statement? She goes, yeah. And then she goes, hang on. She goes, your address on this driving license doesn't match the address on the account. I said, no, because it's a business account. She said, yeah, but why? I said, because I don't live on the business premises. So, yeah, so anyway, she went and got a manager who pretty much said the same thing to me, but he seemed to be able to take information a little bit better. So I've got to go tomorrow with print-offs of my bank statements and And then I'm going, well, why do I need so much of this clearance to surely the business? And then this woman, she's asking me for proof of business. I said, well, you got proof of business. She said, well, you haven't. I said, yeah, you have. I said, because when it asked me the business name, I typed the business name in. It then obviously did an automatic search. There's a website called Companies House, and you could type in the name of any limited company and it will be there. You can also type in the name of any company director and their details will come up. And it actually came up with a list of names and it said, which business name is you? And I clicked the top one and then it came up with my name and some details. It said, is this you? I went, yes, this is me. So I said, you've already got details of that anyway. Yeah. So, right. So we've got Mark's Mod says, hello, Paul Wright. Mark's Mod says, hello, Dave and Dano. Danielle Boudreau says, good morning. So a good morning to you. So lovely Christine say, hello, Julian Penny. I've just started my 85 by 45.
Wow.
Pixel, it doesn't exist is all I'm going to say to that one. I don't think I've done anything that big before. I've done something wider but not as tall. I can't remember how much my big one is, but I think that's beaten anything that I've done. And then Daniel Boudreau says, wow, Christine, that's a big one. Christine, I'd be really interested to know how you get on with that because sorry, I've just seen a car. I'll come to it in a moment. I'd be interested to know how you get on because the largest one I've done, if it's bigger than the table that you're working on, I find moving it around without damaging the areas that you've already completed, I find that a little bit tricky. These tiny ones are great because you can lay them all out on a light pad and that's it. But if it's bigger than A2, you've got to be careful of and you don't want to bend over where you've already done the diamonds. So myself and Mark and a few other people, we have these little in-running jokes between us, little words that we say and stuff. And so Mark has said, that's not the bank that says yes, I would not give them 10 out of 10. I totally agree with you there, Mark. So, right, I don't know about you, but I'm going to change my camera angle.
Yep.
So that you can see what I'm, oops, that's not the right camera angle, is it? So that is one I'm up to, which coincidentally is exactly the same as I was up to last week. So shall we actually do some diamond painting? I'm also going to say there was a comment made about the comments on the channels. This is a dual stream on my channel and Yorkshire Crafters channel. Now the software that we're using, StreamYard, we get a list of the comments come up so we can see every single comment. If obviously you guys are watching on YouTube, you will only see the comments made by people that are watching the same channel. So for example, if you're watching on Yorkshire Crafters channel, I can see there's 4 people, which is fantastic. You won't see the comments made on my channel and vice versa. So if we pull up a comment that you've not seen, like for example, Christine says, Danielle, it's the biggest one so far. I can't see which channel Christine's watching on, but obviously I can see the comment. But if you're not watching the same channel, you won't see that and you'll go, whoa, where'd that come from? So it's because we're dual streaming and there's absolutely nothing we can do about it, I'm afraid. And then we have Rosebud who says, hello, everyone. Hope you're all well and okay. So let's get one of my flashy tickers. We'll put this one on today. So, so, right, you know the ins and outs of my week. What about your week then, Mrs. Crafter? Can I call you Mrs. Crafter?
Of course you can. Good. Yeah. It's like I say when I said at the beginning of the show that it'd been interesting.
Yes.
We've been looking for the cross stitch kit we've been around all the supermarkets and even up to the post office because there's a little
So
news.
you're having trouble getting it, are you?
Yeah, in the end, and can I say the supermarket or don't you want
You can do if you want. I mean, we might get taken out off air and banned later on, but yeah, go for it.
Mark actually found it at Tesco's.
Really? No, I was going to suggest Asda, but Asda and Tesco's, obviously, if you're not from the UK, these probably won't make any sense to you whatsoever. But they seem to be the two supermarkets that do really well for magazines.
Yeah, he couldn't find it at Asda's though, so we don't know whether they just hadn't got it in or sold out
I was
or.
going to say, I reckon they're probably sold out because I can imagine a lot of. I'm going to be very at risk of stereotyping here, but you get someone goes up there and does their weekly shop for the family, and then they pop into the magazine section and they get their TV mag and their Take a Break or, I Murdered My Husband magazines, and then all of a sudden they'll go, oh, cross stitch. Oh, that's cheap. I'll give that a go. So I can see that selling out really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but no, other thing, just normal household stuff, really.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of an empty house today because both our boys.
Oh, because the kids are back at school.
Our eldest went back to college on Monday, and our youngest has gone for a health and safety day in preparation for next week to go back.
God, they have to go through so much now, don't they?
Yeah.
It used to be turn up at school, get on with it, go home.
Yeah. Well, they just said so we can give you information, whether you need masks and hand gel and what's going to happen in corridors and all that jazz.
I've got to admit, we have a few little rules like one-way systems, and I think this has been going on so long now, people are starting to ignore it.
Yeah.
And I've got to admit, I mean, we've got this, we've got two doors into our main area at work, and you're in one door, out the other. Well, after a certain time at night, they lock one of the doors, the exit door. This is for security reasons, so people can't just wander in off the street where there's less staff around. But obviously, that means you can't exit the door. So the only way to get in and out after a certain time is to go out through the indoor.
Yeah.
Does that not kind of defeat the object?
It does really. Yeah.
So you must go in through that door, out through that door, except after a certain time of day.
Yeah. Doesn't make any
So
sense.
how are they getting on at the school? I mean, they've been back, what, a week now?
Our youngest doesn't start back till next week, but our eldest is back at college, and he says that apart from eating, we have to wear masks all the time.
Right. And are there exemptions for medical?
He didn't say. I don't know.
Right. I suppose if he's not exempt, it wouldn't be applicable to him, so he probably wouldn't care, would he?
No.
I've just seen I'm just going to catch up on a couple of comments. So Daniel Bill says, hello, Marks, how are you? Daniel Boudreau says, hello, Queen. Yes, hope you're doing great as well. Rosebud says, I've heard of Asda. I've only been out by Walmart. Don't know how true it is. I believe Asda and Walmart are the same company, but I think they're just called Asda here, and I don't know if Walmart bought Asda out. But
yes, they have, because it's on the big boards outside.
Yeah, Asda a Walmart company. When you see all these memes online and all these videos about Walmart customers, and what they're like, and you pretty much nailed Asda as well. So Mark's mods, he's been a bit naughty today, aren't you, Mark? Penny, you need your 3-placer to move them diamonds into place. Yeah, again, it's our little in-house jokes. So Rosebud says, I'm okay, thank you, Daniel Boudreau. I love Danielle's name coming up now because I can pronounce it and I've got it right. So Harvey De Niro, my hero. Hi Penny, hope you're well. I love Harvey because when it's a long time now, but all of a sudden, without warning, we used to stream on YouTube using Google Hangouts, and then just all of a sudden, with no warning whatsoever, suddenly you couldn't. So there's me trying to do a stream, and I was pulling my hair out, and I came across Harvey, who was showing me how to do StreamYards, and look at us now, StreamYard for the win. So every time Harvey comes on, he always gets a special hello from me, because quite literally without Harvey, we wouldn't be streaming today.
No.
So yeah, Harvey now says Walmart is what Asda is called in the States. So it is the same, is it? It's owned by Walmart, but they use the name. I suppose if that's the name everyone's gone by, that's what they're used to, isn't it?
Yeah.
I still remember the day when Marathon changed to Snickers, and I'm still not over that one. No, it's still a Marathon. I don't care what anyone else calls it. It is a Marathon. I'll happily call it a Snickers if I'm in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one as well is Sif. Do you use Sif for cleaning anything?
Yeah.
What that used to be called?
No, I can't. No, I
It
can't
used to
remember.
be called Ajax.
Yeah. Yes.
Because the first time I'd come across that word, being a football fan, there's a football team in Holland called Ajax, AJAX. So of course, the first time I saw the cleaning fluid, I called it Ajax, and my mum's like, "What? Ajax?" She said, "No, it's Ajax." Got one of my little peas out of place. I peed in the wrong place.
Oh no.
Don't want to pee in the wrong place when you're diamond painting, do you?
No, you don't. No.
That's another silly little thing I have. When you're at the dinner table and you accidentally spill your vegetables on the table, transferring them from the serving pot, I'll go, "Whoops, I peed on the table."
Oh, dear.
Well, that's coming along. Just a few drills, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny that you put a few in and it doesn't really have a major effect, and then you'll do a small section, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Wow."
Yeah.
But I'm really into subtle color changes. You know, going just one shade lighter and then a few more and then another shade lighter. I actually really want to get this done because I really should be spending more time on it. I want to get into sealing. I have let me just right. So Harvey De Niro says, "Seems like ages ago now, Penny." Yeah, it's probably over a year ago now, but you know, I don't forget those that helped me out. So Mark's Mod says, "I'm good, Dan. I just got my delivery of Vector 1. Oh, how exciting.
Hey, I thought I heard the door.
I'm actually expecting three deliveries between today and tomorrow. I'm getting a new webcam. I'm kind of suffered last week from a little bit too much money in the bank and just seen a really good review on a webcam. So I've decided to buy a new webcam. I think it's really going to help, actually. I'm also expecting a delivery of some new part work that I haven't begun yet, so I won't tell you about it just yet, just in case things go wrong. And I'm also expecting a new. I did a product review on my little container holdery thing, and someone actually posted a response where they recommended one. And then I need to buy some long nose pliers for my Jaguar build, and I've got nowhere to put them now. These are them. And then I look back at this comment that this person had made, and I just saw that they did one. And it's got like a really little handy holder with a place to put pliers. So I'm like, yeah, I'm having that. So I'm expecting that any day now, but the delivery on that one seems a little bit slow. But one of the bugbears I have now is there's a lot of companies out there that appear to be a British company or whatever country you're from, and you think, oh, good, I'll have speedy delivery, but they're actually a Chinese company. And I have no problems with Chinese companies. Because they have their place, but sometimes you don't want to wait and you're prepared to pay a little bit more. So just catch up on the comments because they are coming through fast. So Harvey De Niro, me too, Penny. Harvey De Niro, GIF. I think then I think it's 1F. I think it is JIF. No, it's CIF now. GIF was another brand, wasn't it? If I remember rightly. Danielle, LOL. Danielle, Penny, how's your job going? So, Danielle, you missed the beginning of the show, didn't you? Yes, I am quite literally having a smashing time at work. I managed to put my wing mirror through a bus, which I was really killing myself over it. I was so upset about it. But yeah, everything's fine. But yeah, the job's gone really well. I'm learning the routes well. I quite like the depot, and there is a really, really nice chicken shop just a couple of doors down for the depot for when I have my break. They do a very, very nice chicken burger, but they put a couple of onion rings in it.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I love onion rings in things. The only thing better than an onion ring in a chicken burger is a hash brown in there as well.
Oh
no. Yeah, dripping with sauce all flying down your chin while you're trying to eat it. And because I do have a saying that if you have takeaway, if it's not messy, it's not good.
That's true. Yeah,
unless it's not meant to be messy, in which case you're just not very good at eating, are you?
No.
So yeah, no, job's going really well. I'm probably only going to be there for about 6 weeks. It's just I spoke to the manager the other day, and he says it's just they're a little bit short staff, and they're having to furlough people again. But there's not like a set time for furlough. They can just be furloughed until it's safe to come back. So they could quite literally be back in a couple of weeks. They might be back in a couple of months. Who knows? But I'm expecting to move on in about another 4 or 6 weeks. Yeah. So and that is the way agency goes, I'm afraid. But you remember my last job, I was expecting to be there for 3 months, and 3 weeks later they gave me 2 days notice to go. So,
you did, yeah.
But they've said, I suspect I won't talk bad about agency drivers because I am one myself, but you do have a habit of quite a few of the agency drivers tend to be less than satisfactory. Sometimes they just have an attitude. Sometimes they're not really good drivers. Sometimes they're on the agency because they're so bad at driving they've run out of companies to work for where they live. So yeah. So I'll just get a couple of these done. I must practice doing block again. I keep doing one. And even if I'm doing just a small area, I should block. I tried to show you guys on an earlier video about blocking, and then I don't do it myself. And they do come in straighter when you block.
Yeah.
Even if you thought your placement skills were excellent, they will still come in better.
Yeah.
So that's really coming along in a very short time. Maybe doing a larger area is a bit better for me. Right, so Daniel DeBudo, I'm behind on my videos. Julie, how's the doggy canvas coming along? That sounds really good.
Quite a few people have asked me about that canvas, and I haven't actually started it yet.
Is that the one of Ted?
No, it's the one that I got from Diamond Express.
Okay.
My monthly subscription. It's a puppy, and he's got glasses on and a bow tie.
Oh, you've got to get on with that, because if you don't, by the time you start it, you'll have another one coming.
I've already got two of those canvases. No, 3 now.
Right.
So yeah, I'm getting a bit backed up, but I'm actually doing my Halloween themed for the.
Yeah. So are you getting a bit like me? You've just got too much on at once.
Yes, and then I've gone and added another craft, haven't I?
Well, I did. I don't know if anyone saw it. Let me just check. It has actually been released. Yeah. This week, Sunday, I did my first. What I've always wanted to do is, don't get me wrong, I'm not criticizing anything, but when people do unboxings, they're great, because you get to see what the quality of the canvas is like, and etc. But you don't get to see what it's like finished. And then obviously people will show you finished ones, but you don't get to see the unboxing. So I really want to attempt to do an unboxing, doing it, and do a post review all in one video. And so I released my first one Sunday. So bit of dirty advertising there. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And I had to do the wolf because my first diamond painting was of a wolf. So I thought, well, I've got to make my first special diamond one of a wolf.
Yeah.
And it was quite handy. I'm planning to release one a month. But obviously what that means is that I've got some projects that I've already begun that I don't really want to video, because I can't video it right from the beginning. So I'm not going to sit there and pick all the diamonds off and then rebag them and then seal them just for the benefit of the camera and go, oh, here's my new diamond painting.
Yeah.
So I've kind of got 3 on the go at the moment, and I think if you take too much on, you end up not doing anything on any of them.
Yeah.
Do you get like that? You have so much to do, and while you're sitting there thinking about where to start, you don't actually start on any of them.
No, well, technically, I've got 3 on the go at the moment.
Yeah.
Got my Halloween one. I've got a custom I'm doing for a friend, and this one. So,
Do you know, I'm just going to pull my camera back a little bit, because what I'm noticing is, obviously, I've only got it trained on the actual painting. So when, for example, I'm putting diamonds back in here, you can't see that. So from your point of view, it's just looking like I'm sitting there doing absolutely nothing. But I assure you I'm not. I am trying to crack on. But at the same time, I want to make sure all of it's in. So that's all right, isn't it? Do you know that I'm really liking this. The difference between the printed canvas and having diamond drills actually on it, it does make a huge difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Makes it pop.
Yes, it really does pop. And I've just noticed I've dropped diamonds all over the place, so I've got to figure out what colour it was.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, if I can't figure out what colour it is, I'll just end up putting them in the trash pot.
Yeah.
And don't want to do that because you end up losing them.
Yes. Then you run out of drills to complete it.
I think it's 758. Yes, I think I was right. So this is part of the reason why I've gone for new camera is you guys, especially the experienced guys, I can tell you a number and you'll know exactly what color it is. But when I show you, because the subtle differences between some of the colors,
yeah,
it's hard to tell exactly what is that an orange, is it a brown, is it a beige? So it's only if you really experience and 758, yes, that's a slightly red shade of browny tulipy colour. So
I like that explanation.
What's that?
I like that explanation, a browny tulipy colour.
Oh, I don't know. They give weird names to everything, don't they?
They do.
Although apparently there's a big difference between the way men and women describe colours. Women can identify colours, and also painters. Anyone who paints figures, if you one person will look at a colour and they'll go, yeah, that's a slightly light blush, and a bloke will look at it and go, yeah, it's a red. And that's it, red. Yeah, 57 shades of red. Yeah, they're red. So, like Harvey De Niro, Penny be like Viv Nicholson, the pool's winner in the 60s. Spend, spend, spend. I wish I could. I have a little saying that I claim that if I win the lottery, it won't change my life. But please, someone just give me the chance to prove it. So, yeah, Harvey also says virus on the rise again. Yeah, and I think that's to do with people ignoring the rules. The R number has gone from 3 to 2.9. Yes, let's all go out without our masks on. So that's not quite that bad, but
yeah.
Dado Bills, cool, Mark. I've just got my food delivery, so I can eat my snowball and ice gems. I love them.
Oh, I had them in years.
I know. I used to have them in my little packed lunchbox, and I always used to pull the icing off and eat that, and then eat the biscuits separately.
I did. I'd buy the icing off.
I've got for lunch. So if you're still around, what are you eating for lunch? I don't know what I've got. I think I've got a boring old chicken biryani that I bought from Morrison's. So Danielle Boudreau says, yes, I have 2 DPs going and probably about 5 cross stitching going. Yeah, that's your typical crafter, isn't it? Yeah. In fact, she's probably having a bit of a slow period because she's only got 7 on the go.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I used to have a cardboard box that I used to put my stash in, and now it's starting to take up a whole shelf. And I'm determined to not start another one until I finish something. But I think it just might be a case of, Penny, you're going to crack on with that one.
Yes.
But I do find if I have more than one on the go, I don't do them any. Sorry, I'll start that comment again. If I have 3 on the go, they're actually so much slower. And I don't mean obviously you're splitting your time between 3. What I mean is, like, if I did, let's say, a diamond painting in a week, if I did 1 diamond painting in 1 week and then 1 diamond paint the next and the third one the week after, that's how long it takes. But if I had 3 on the go, it'd probably take me 4 weeks to do all 3 of them.
Yeah.
So and Harvey De Niro says, and I totally agree with you here, Harvey, I don't care what they say, but wagon wheels were bigger. They have definitely made them smaller.
Yes.
And I see, when I was young, eating a king-size Mars bar was a genuine challenge.
Yeah.
It really was. And fun size. That's my big bugbear in life. Fun size chocolate bars. How can you have half a chocolate bar and then call it fun? What's fun about less chocolate? Oh, here you go, guys. Have a tiny chocolate bar. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's fun about your children nagging you constantly because they've not had an awful lot of chocolate because their chocolate bars have got smaller?
Yeah.
So, have you been watching anything interesting in the last week?
Watching.
Yeah, sorry. This is Harvey's just said they're trying to say your hands are smaller as a kid. That's why wagon wheels look bigger. No, they are bigger. There was a YouTube video or something I watched, and they actually found some old pictures of wrappers and stuff, and they are actually, if you look at the grammage on them, grammage, is that actually a word?
We'll go with it.
The weight of them were bigger back then.
Yeah.
And Harvey says no fun about smaller chocolate bars. So I'm sorry, you were saying I stopped you in your prime, didn't I? Again.
It's fine. No, I was trying to think. I can't have forgotten the comment now. The question.
No, I can't either. Must have been a lie, as my mum would say. Oh, she would just say that. My mum is the best
I've
sound.
watched out interesting.
Yes.
Not particularly interesting.
No.
No.
So what, you sit down and watch not particularly interesting videos, or do you mean that you don't think they'll be particularly interesting to us?
I'm just trying to think. I used to watch YouTube all the time, when I was diamond painting.
Yeah.
But I've got into a bit of I'd rather diamond paint in silence. I don't need anything in the background.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, so I've kind of got a bit into that at the moment. Just not necessarily in your own thoughts, but thinking about stuff and.
Yeah.
But.
Well, I'm just about caught up with my YouTube making because where I'm behind on the builds, I'm doing a lot of 2 videos a day releases. It's not because I'm just love making videos. It's I want to try and get caught up to roughly a latest issue for me. So for a couple of months, you'll see like 2 or 3 videos coming out a day, which is a bit of a pain because obviously.
Go on.
Sorry.
Sorry. Catch up with the subscriptions.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm yeah. I mean, it's handy because I now know I can make 10, 14 videos a week.
Yeah.
And then obviously once I get to the point where I don't have that many, I know that obviously with the time I was spending making videos, I can now put into something else. This is why I've been bringing in a new series. I haven't brought them all in at once. I've in week 1 I've done. I can't remember the actual way I've done it, but week 1 I might have just brought in the Terminator, and then that becomes every week. And then the next week I'll bring in, I don't know, the Spitfire or something. And then the next week I'll bring in another series. It just brings them in gently. And then obviously they'll all start to catch up. So then it'll start going down to 1 video a day. And then that will obviously give me more time for other stuff, which is great. And now I'm actually starting to hassle people, send me part works to me because I've run out of stuff to do. So, and I've actually started. It won't be coming out for quite a while, but I've actually started quite a serious adult collection. It's not a part work. It's actually a coin collection, and that was rather nice. I do like my American coins. I do like my foreign coins, actually. And I found a company that do like one set a month, and you even get a free little wooden box for it and everything. So I'm trying to drill, but there's actually no drill on my pen. So all I'm doing is shoving my pen into the canvas. So yeah, that I mean, you guys might find it really boring. It won't stop me making the videos because I really enjoy it. But yeah, it's a little bit of something different on a Sunday. But Sunday's going to be a bit mucked up because Sunday's pretty much going to be my fortnightlies and my monthlies. So I'll have 1 week will be a fortnightly collection, and then the next week will be a monthly collection, and then the following week will be another one of the fortnightlies, and then the next week will be another monthly, and then so people might get a bit muddled up on a Sunday and they go, well, I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, that's the way it's going to go. And then that leaves me one day in the week when I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm trying to pick out large areas so I can get lots done in one go. But of course, obviously, the more larger areas you do, the less you have. So it's trying to find them. Let's do a bit of green, shall we? 905. I quite like the greens when I'm doing plant. Although green is kind of the boring bit of a plant. Obviously, it's all the colours that are exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I do actually like, when it comes to diamond paintings, I do like the green areas.
Yeah.
It's kind of the supporting act, isn't it?
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Where would a great singer be without a great orchestra?
That is true.
I think that's it for that one. Okay, that was short-lived, wasn't it? There's about 4 drills I just put in, and now I've got to change colour.
Oh.
Right, I think I'm going to do one more colour, and then I'm going to look at winding down. So let's do this horrible symbol that I can't see very well. I have this one here. I know you can't see it, but it looks like a Y with an equal sign through it. And it's hard to see on the key. So I tend to sort of look for it first so I can get rid of it, and then I don't got to worry about it anymore until I do the next square.
Yes. Yeah.
And then all the nice clear symbols, I'll leave those till last.
Yeah.
All right. And I am doing block. Look, blocking, doing my blocking. Because it is so much easier, and you get that kind of, it slips into place, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I must say the stresses of my morning have gone.
Good.
I've got to face this lady again tomorrow with the correct documentation.
Yeah.
And dealing with the stupid people on the roads.
Oh no.
Well, we had a situation yesterday. It didn't affect me because it was the route anyway. But where we have a train station called Ebbsfleet International. It's it does Eurostar there, and obviously, as you can imagine right now, it's rather quiet there because I don't know why, but for some reason people aren't getting the train to Paris. I think it's an hour to Paris, 2 weeks coming back. Well, no, because it's I think is France quarantine. So if you go to France, when you come back, don't you have to quarantine for 2 weeks? I might be wrong about that one.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, generally people aren't traveling much anyway. So, but anyway, but if you go past Ebbsfleet Station, it kind of bypasses Ebbsfleet and Gravesend.
Right.
And a lot of trucks go up that way. And they were doing some roadworks on it yesterday. And they had these signs, and it said, road ahead closed. And then as you turn left, it says road closed, but it also says diversion. Now, the diversion takes you past the road, round a roundabout, and then back. And it clearly says that on the road signs. But no, you've got people turning up. They're going all the way to the roadworks. They're then doing a U-turn in the road and coming back. And this is articulated lorries as well.
Oh, God.
It's very hard to get past an articulated lorry doing a U-turn.
Yes.
So it just, I don't know. My attitude is read the road.
Yeah, you'd think.
Read the road signs,
Yeah.
You know, when you're caught doing 70 and a 30 limit, can you use the excuse, I didn't see the road sign? I didn't know it was 30 because I didn't see the road sign because you didn't look. But that was always the thing we had with motorbikes when people pull out in front of you and they go, sorry, I didn't see you. And you go, no, because you didn't look.
Yeah. But then it'd be your fault if it were a motorbike accident, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, the saying that I have is if you hit someone and kill someone, it doesn't matter whose fault it is. It won't bring that person back to life. And obviously, as a professional driver, we are taught prevention, you know, little things like not putting your wing mirror into the back of a bus, little things like that. Just the small things.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I mean, prevention is always better than cure, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
But I mean, I think your average motorist doesn't. Hang on a sec. So I've got to just disappear for a sec. I'm being called.
Right. So, right. I shall show you my progress so far. I'll just take it off the light pad. Hopefully not blind you all. Oop. There we go. That is the progress on mine so far. I'm absolutely loving all the pinks and the purples, and there's lots of detail. I'm really liking it for this small size, and it's a round. I don't often do rounds. Normally I'm a square girl, but yeah, I'm absolutely loving pinks. You can just see the daisies there and the other flowers to life. I'm absolutely loving doing this. It's got that small section at the bottom there to finish. So yeah, that's my progress so far. Okay, Penny?
Yes, I'm really, really sorry about that. I just had a parcel delivery, but I'm having a bit of problem with Hermes, or herpes as I like to call them.
Yes.
Because I'd rather have a dose of herpes than a Hermes delivery guy. But it just turned out to be normal postman. And now I've got a problem because I rang up complaining about one of my part works yesterday. Hadn't come in the post. And it's only the second package. I'm going to just change my camera angle if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm going to
Change this one I'm using.
I'll
Bring the camera.
progress.
So yeah, pack one only half the delivery came because issue 2 was out of stock. They'd actually taken payment for pack 2 before pack 1 had even arrived. And I said to him, I said, look, I've just received this one. And they went, oh, yeah, sorry, pack 2 is on its way, but pack issue 2 is out of stock. So please allow 21 days for delivery. So it's now been like 23 days, and the next payment's due any day now. And it hadn't arrived. So I actually rang them up and I said, look, I had enough of this. I'm going to cancel now because 75% failure rate isn't good. So anyway, we sorted everything out, and pack 2's just arrived today. So one day after I complained about it, whether they actually sent it, well, they wouldn't have sent it out to me because the agreement we had was they were going to send me out 10 issues for something else. But yeah, anyway, so I've got something. So yeah, but basically I've got something I can make a video with. So I was just saying, oh, I've got nothing to make videos with, and now I've got 2 videos I can make. Right, so yeah, so I am definitely going to be able to make next week. No one's asked questions of us. That's because they extracted all the personal information last time, didn't they?
It's because we said we'll be turning the tables and asking them questions.
We didn't mean that, really.
No.
Not much. Right, so what have you got? We'll do your bits before, because I have a habit of cutting you off, don't I? So what are you planning for the next week?
Probably cracking on with this custom that I'm doing.
That is the TED, is it?
It's Gypsy. It's Staffy.
Oh.
It's a Staffy custom diamond painting. So I'm doing it for Fleetwood J.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, maybe a little bit of cross stitch, get some more done.
Yeah, I would say do that. Give it a go. I mean, in the extreme unlikely event that you don't like it, it's 99p's worth wasted.
Yeah.
And I think that really, and I would say that to anyone, if you've never tried cross stitch, it's 99p, guys. Go for it. Have a look for it.
Yeah.
And, you know, if I presume you get everything you need for it, all the needle and everything. I mean, you don't need a lot for cross stitch, do you?
It all comes, the needle, the thread, the fabric. Yeah, it all comes.
Yeah. So, yeah, give it a go.
Mm.
And if you already do cross stitch and it doesn't interest you, buy it for the spare parts.
Yeah, for the fabric alone, it's 11 count Ada, which is, it doesn't come in many kits, I believe. Normally.
No, what's the normal one? 14, is it? Or is 14 like the training wheels one because it's not too big?
They're 18 normally, I think.
Because it's been a long time since I've done cross stitch. If I remember rightly, you do double thread and you tie a knot or something. No, you loop it at the end, don't you? So you do your first stitch, you go back in through the loop, that secures it, but you're threading with 2 threads on 14 count. So when you do the cross, you've got four. It's basically you're stitching like that, which obviously takes up more of the space. So if you've got, is it the count is bigger for the number? So 20 count Ada would be a larger square than a 14. So obviously then you would have more white space. This is all from memory.
You've lost me, Adam.
Right. Right. So would you like to show off your cross stitching next week? Obviously, I want you to be able to prioritize your channel. So I don't want exclusive hair if you're planning to YouTube it.
No, I can. Well, I'm going to be showing it on Sunday, so everybody can see my progress. But I'll show it on next week's. So,
okay. And Danielle is showing what a typical crafting person is like. She says, "I love it. If you need help, reach out to me."
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
She says loop is easier. Yeah, I remember pulling off twice as much thread as you can handle and then folding it in half so it then becomes as long. And I used to do this much because then when I'm doing the first stitches, I'd be like this. But then you run that risk of it getting caught. But if you have it shorter, obviously you're changing thread more often. So 20 count is 20 squares per inch, right? No. So it's, yeah, so one of those, so 14, so what do you say you've got, 11 count?
11, yeah.
Right, so you should, if you get a ruler, you should have 11 squares for 1 inch. Yeah. So sometimes they have like the higher the number, the smaller it is, or the smaller the number, the higher it is. But
yeah,
stitch works in a normal way that I think. Smaller number is smaller and bigger number is bigger.
Yeah, so, I got myself in a right pickle.
It's not. No, it is backwards. 20 inches, 20 squares per inch means that each square is, so 11 count would be larger squares than 14 count. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I was just saying I got myself in a right pickle with thread this morning.
Did you?
I ended up having to Google how to separate the threads.
Oh no!
Obviously it comes in a bundle, doesn't it? So I just got pulling 3 threads out, which is
no.
And I got it says cut a length that you need and then split it, so you're not having to do the hook. I got in a right pickle.
And also, if you find you get into it, you can get these little cardboard H's. Can we call them an H?
Yeah, like bobbins.
You wind it round and you got these nice little cases where you can, like bobbiny things. And then you can even get into bobbin winders, which are these little round thing with, and you put the bobbin thing on it and then you got a handle and it's like fishing and
I also be having words with you.
Oh, listen, it's so much like diamond painting in that you can do it straight out of the box, but then once you start getting into the accessories, you will never, between diamond painting and cross stitching, you will never be rich again in your life.
No, that's true.
Well, again, going back to the biking, we have a saying with biking that's it goes, give your kid a bike and he'll never have money for drugs.
Yeah.
So right. So third on the Ada, none. The linen is. I'm really sorry. This you're going to have to re-explain that. I'm so sorry, Danielle. I'm trying to interpret it, but you might have to use more words to tackle my brain. You remember, I'm not a recently experienced cross stitcher, and Yorkshire Crafter is new to cross stitching. So I'll just let Danielle catch up on that. Oh, there we go. I did the same, but way before the internet. Yes, like how you get one string. Yes, I think when you don't, I mean, the internet is everyone's best friend, isn't it? Because you sit there going, oh my God, I'm really stupid. And then you realize that everybody else in the world has done it as well. So you actually don't feel so stupid after all.
No.
Right. Okay, guys. So it's 2:10. So unless you've got anything to add, I'm going to wind down the stream.
Yep.
And I'll try and get a bit more done for the next stream so that I'm actually got something done. And then other than that, I will see you next week. And as Yorkshire Crafter opened the show, I will let her close the show.
Okay. Oh. So remember, guys, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Bye, guys.
Bye. Are you hitting the end broadcast button or am I?